Stretching is of utter importance when it comes to working out. So I like to start us off with some warm-up stretches. We start from the ground up. Right here we're doing some ankle rolls. So just kind of balance yourself on one foot while you have the other foot going in circles in one direction. You're going to do that a few times and then bring it back in the opposite direction. And then you're going to switch feet and do the same thing. Of course, we always incorporate balance in what we do. What we do on one side, we have to do to the other. Begin to notice your breathing. Start to move up. Now we're going to do some toe raises, heel to toe, and just control yourself. You can go from heel to toe. Heel, toe, and deep breaths. Getting ready to work out, right? Stretches might seem tedious, but they really go a long way. We tend to overlook these little muscles and we tend to just jump into workouts. So what we're doing here is really paying attention to detail and getting that good stretch. Now, here we are with the flamingo stretch, and this will stretch out your quad. Just gently grab your foot, get a nice little stretch. You don't need it to be painful in any which way. You want it to just be nice and easy. Now this stretch is for our hips and our groin, and pretty much you're doing these nice controlled big circles. I want you to envision yourself climbing into a wrestling ring. You got to get over those big ropes. So that just make sure you get those nice big circles and bring it back in both directions. Notice I went forward and then I brought it back the other direction. And then of course, you got to switch legs. Make sure to do both sides. Focus on your breathing as well. And get that nice hip and groin stretch. This one usually burns, which is a good thing. This next stretch feels pretty good. It's another hip stretch. So go ahead and have your feet shoulder width apart. And you're pretty much doing these hip circles. Notice I'm bending my knees when I come forward. Notice I'm pushing my hips really out to the side, getting a good stretch. You also feel it in your hamstrings. And as with everything, make sure to bring it around both sides, both ends. So you go one direction and then bring it back. Now we're moving on up to the shoulders. Get some big shoulder circles. Notice I'm taking my time, nice and controlled, taking deep breaths along the way. One direction and then bringing it back. And this is, like I said, we're not touching any weights. This is just a warm-up stretch, but you know, if you're behind the laptop, behind a computer, at a desk, doing something like this, these kind of stretches, you're gonna feel it, and that's exactly what we want, right? Now we got the little circles, gotta mirror it. So we did the big circles, now we do the little circles, and then reaching up, getting nice and long, arms above our head. Give you another angle, reach up. You could also incorporate some more heel to toe. And typically this is what we like to do before we jump into our workouts. Get nice and limber. You can go from side to side. Notice feet shoulder width apart, and I'm slowly and everything under control moving side to side. So it's just dynamic enough to get a nice stretch. Slowly move yourself side to side. Be mindful of your breathing. You can also slightly bend your knees and then stretch backwards, reaching just far enough to get a nice little stretch, bringing it back forward, nice and controlled. And there you go, warm-up stretches.